Hello, friends. Welcome back to Fantasy Booking. I think this is episode 3 of Fantasy Booking. And I also think that I should just fire up this link because loading time, etc. So, welcome. Let's do it. We'll get this fired up. As you can see, and as we said, if you watched last week's episode, we're only going to have one match. We're only going to have one match on this episode of Fantasy Booking. And look at the collection we're going to see. I won't even say it. What I've done is I've left intros on, and I have a special treat that you're going to see in a couple of seconds here. Very special treat. I might even turn the volume up here. The big dog. Big head mode is on, ladies and gentlemen. That's the special surprise. Big head mode is in fact on. Turn that down. So like I said, friends, we're going to have one match tonight, and for my money, I picked the biggest 8 wrestlers, I think, in the game. And we got a little bit of past, present, and future. Roman Reigns, probably the top guy in WWE right now, with his head of the family or head of the table or whatever it is, feuding with his own family. Look how long his hair is in big head mode. Roman Reigns is good as a heel. They jammed him down everybody's throat for so long that it was easy to hate him, but he's still super talented and all that. He just never quite said the right things on the microphone. He said what he thought he was supposed to say, kind of thing. It was just a charisma that was lacking once he set out on his own. And the fact that he just won everything and they jammed him down our throat. But, I don't know. He's pretty good as a heel. Partnered with Paul Heyman. I'm not upset about it. There we see in all his big head mode glory. His arms are inside his head. We got some traffic out here. It's like I'm on the roadside. Hopefully you can't hear that too loud. Yikes. Roman Reigns. Okay, Roman. Who we got next? This is why we're only doing one match, because I did leave the intros on, just so we could talk a little bit about these guys. Next we got The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. My favorite right now, for sure. Without him, I don't know. Their wrestling doesn't have that kind of cartoony aspect. And this guy is every bit as creepy and all of that as The Undertaker was when he first came, so I can imagine, being a kid again at 8 or 10 years old or whatever, and all the lights go out, and then here comes this guy with a lantern of his own old face. Big head mode for this is terrific. Look at this guy. How do you not want to see that guy fight? And when he was, in his prime a year or two ago, whatever, when he was just no-selling everything, they kind of, obviously they ruined it when they lost to Goldberg at Super Showdown or whatever. That was a huge mistake. Took away a lot of his momentum. And now it's getting a bit long-winded with all the Alexa Bliss and the black goo dripping down people's faces and whatnot. Take it somewhere. Go somewhere with it. There's got to be some kind of payoff. But Roman and The Fiend, I think, probably 2 of the biggest right now. Tip of the hat to, a Mankind type character. This character probably doesn't exist without Mankind. Obviously, The Undertaker, Kane. I think what they need to do, though, to make it more believable, and what I would do if I was in charge of writing, please give me a chance to do the writing. I would have a couple more supernatural type figures, just so he's got somebody to feud with, and then you can still have your Daniel Bryans and your AJ Styleses, but give us a couple more supernatural, cartoony characters. A couple other guys that are just terrifying. Look at this. This is actual entrance. It's pretty accurate. How do you not want to see more of this guy? He's a maniac. Big head mode. Doing him justice, making it creepy as all hell. All right, who we got next? This is an 8-man eliminator. And it's really more for me to just talk to you, I guess. Bray Wyatt, The Fiend, Roman Reigns. 2 massive stars in wrestling right now. Really milking these entrances. This is why I normally shut it off. It's just too long. But all these guys, you know, you can talk for 3 minutes about each of these guys. Bray's fantastic. Nobody cuts a promo like that guy. Just horror related. Here we go. John Cena, of course. Big match John. See how he looks in big head mode. Never give up. Never give up, kids. Never give up. John Cena, of course, trying to make it in Hollywood. And, you know, he's doing it. I like seeing him. He's very funny. I haven't really seen anything where he's been the lead. So it's tough to gauge because anybody can be funny for a few lines. And obviously he's jacked and plays that guy. Cena was another guy just like Roman who got jammed down everybody's throats until a bunch of people hated him. But he did the job. Super talented, obviously, at what he does. He's definitely going to the Hall of Fame. A huge merchandise mover, from what I've read. And maybe he'll be back. I don't know. I'm sure he's not retired. Of course, lost to Bray Wyatt in that Firefly Funhouse match, whatever the hell that was, where it was basically a This Is Your Life for John Cena, which was kind of neat, I guess. And we haven't seen him since. So it doesn't feel like he's going out like that. Ah, here we go. Massive superstar. The Beast. The Beast incarnate. Brock Lesnar. I don't know what he's doing now. I don't think he's in UFC right now, or maybe he just stepped away. Maybe he needed a break. I feel like we haven't seen his last wrestling match either. Just a monster. Another guy that just won everything and pissed a lot of people off, but I don't know. There was always just this air. Plus, you got Paul Heyman standing beside him going, if you want the belt, come get it. Like, there was that neat air of he doesn't play by the same rules as everybody else. He shows up whenever the hell he wants. And I kind of got to like it. I don't know. He was a good heel. And one of those guys, too, like you knew that if his music hit, someone was going to take a beating. I kind of miss him. I don't know. He'd be good. He'd be good right now. They could use him. No nonsense. Just bobblehead Brock Lesnar. Who we got next? Just superstar after superstar. Massive name in WWE after massive name. Who we got next?
The Texas Rattlesnake himself.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. Transcended the business, I think. Those Steve Austin shirts were everywhere when I was in high school. In the grand scheme, like I don't know that I'd put him on my Mount Rushmore, but you could argue it for sure. Like just the character. And not so much the wrestling. It was tough. He was a good wrestler, but it's tough. I mean, when you start counting the actual moves, like punch, kick, stunner, Lou Thesz press, punch, kick, stunner. But like intensity, massive character. Probably the best rivalry in all of wrestling, Austin versus McMahon. Still running the successful podcast. It's hard to debate Stone Cold. I just don't think I put him on my Mount Rushmore. Let's see if there's 4 guys here to go in your Mount Rushmore. Who we got next? Austin's ready for whoever it is. He may just stunner whoever it is, and we'll get this match underway. But again, this is why I don't typically use the intros. They take forever. Taker. Looks like we got Biker Taker. American Badass Undertaker. Which is fine. We get to see him come down on that motorcycle. We're going to see Undertaker in the same ring as The Fiend, which is nice. And Undertaker right up there with the star power and all that as the rest of these guys. Probably the biggest star in wrestling. It's tough to gauge because you didn't see Taker in a whole lot of movies and stuff, but like the longevity of his career, the mystique, the WrestleMania streak, just nuts. Like Taker probably goes on the Mount Rushmore. I think you'd be hard pressed to not have the Undertaker on your Mount Rushmore of wrestling. Looking great in bobblehead mode. Big dog. You can see the markings on his bandana because big head mode. What an episode of Raw this would be to see all these guys in the ring together. Epic. Massive ratings. Who we got next? Where are we at? 6? Definitely some guys missing off this list. There he is. The Rock. Of course, one of the best drawing powers in wrestling. Mostly does movies now. Great actor. I don't know. Some of the stuff that he used to get away with saying in the Attitude Era, when you watch it now, it doesn't age so well. He says some hilarious and tasteless, like so tasteless it's delicious style lines when he's going back and forth with the crowd. Electrifying though, for sure. The Rock was sick. On the Mount Rushmore, I'm not sure. You could definitely argue it. I don't know if I put him on my Mount Rushmore. A lot of laughs though. Good move set, like lots of choices, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Somebody with more knowledge should let me know who was the better in-ring performer, Stone Cold or The Rock. I feel like The Rock was more agile. And Stone Cold had issues with his knees. Who did more moves? I can't remember. People's Elbow and Rock Bottom. But the Stunner, though, so sick. Rock Bottom versus the Stunner. I feel like the Stunner wins that match every time. Yeah, do your elbow. Or your elbow. Your eyebrow in big head mode.
The Rock's one of the biggest stars in the entire world, and Byron, I think you should keep his name out of your mouth, you jabroni.
That's true. The announcer just said The Rock's one of the biggest stars in the world. Like, not only wrestling, but the world. And that's a truth. So I guess that factors in. Probably the biggest star on the list, I guess. Who we got next here? There he is. Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Definitely at one point the biggest star. Maybe that's what this list is. At one point the top guy. Hogan obviously the top guy all through the 80s. Roman and Bray, top guy now. Cena and Lesnar, the top guy of the 2010s. Taker obviously has been the top guy. I think that's all 8. That's all 8 of our competitors. I used to not much care for Hulk Hogan. You just always knew he was going to win. It wasn't exciting. And then he'd come out and he'd win. And do his little dance and his, I can't hear you. And as a kid, I'm doing, like, it was exciting, I guess, but I don't know. He was just never my favorite. I like the mid-card. I like the Intercontinental title. I like the Jake the Snakes and the Ravishing Rick Rudes. The Ultimate Warrior was good in that area. Once he became, the big champion, it got a little bit muddy, I guess. He was more exposed about, his skill level as a wrestler was more exposed when he got more spotlight on him. Hogan taking a minute to go to all four sides of the ring here. Again, why we don't use the entrances. But, yeah, there you go. To 8 of the biggest superstars wrestling has to offer and has had to offer. And we're going to see them right now in an eliminator. Here we go. There's not enough room in that ring for all their heads. I don't even know where to begin here. Cena locking up with Taker. The Rock and Hogan lining up. Brock Lesnar and The Fiend. Which leaves Stone Cold and Roman. There we go. Brock and Fiend on the outside. That'll clear up some space in that ring. Cena going for a pin on Taker. But it's way too early. Way too early to think about pins. We should have given these guys some finishing moves right off the hop. Their bodies flying everywhere. Giant heads everywhere. Power bars all relatively even. Taker's taking a bit of a beating. And Hogan's got the Rock down in the corner choking him out. And Lesnar and The Fiend still going back and forth. I want The Fiend to win this. I'm cheering for him. Because out of these guys, he's my favorite. I absolutely love the creativity of The Fiend. Even the motion picture matches, I can't remember what they're called, the cinematic matches have been great. I like that. I think every pay-per-view should have one cinematic match where like, oh, we met this guy at the scrapyard and just we got into a fight. I think that's a good idea. And the Rock's going to chase Hogan out, and Roman and Cena are going to duke it out in the middle of the ring here. Looks like Roman's going to get the better of that exchange. He's going to hang John Cena up on the top rope. And Austin's just runs all the way to Roman to clobber him in the back of the head. There are so many motorcycles riding past my window. It's not fair. Now we've traded dance partners here. We got Cena going up against Austin with him in the corner. And Brock Lesnar's got a kendo stick, and he just hammers The Fiend with the kendo stick on the outside. Taker's going to roll in on the north side of the ring there. And Hogan and The Rock are still duking it out on the south side of the ring. There goes The Fiend into the steps. And Taker just biding his time. Now going after Hogan. But Reigns is going to get in there. That was no good when Reigns beat Taker. Did you guys see that? Remember that? That Raw after Roman beat Taker and the crowd would not let Roman speak. They were cursing at him, and it was incredibly belligerent. It was great. It was really something to see. Roman getting some of that revenge, though, on Taker here. And Brock and The Fiend still going at it. Brock with a suplex. Roman with a snake eyes to Taker. Brock's got The Fiend in a submission situation here, and Roman breaks it up for some reason. Why would he do that? It's elimination. Roman went for the Superman punch and he missed. Brock's got Roman up now for an F5. Wow, massive F5 on Roman. Brock's going to go for a cover here. But he's not going to get him. And The Fiend is just destroyed in the power bar situation here. It could be bad news for The Fiend. May not be long for this match. Picking up Roman now, though. Oh, and he hits him with the mandible claw. Wow. It's hard to tell who's doing the moves to who when their heads are so big. The Fiend's going to bang Roman against the turnbuckle and then dump him in the middle of the ring. Then go after Brock Lesnar and just fire him down to the outside. The Fiend taking a minute to pander. Cena's got, looks like Stone Cold, rams him into the post. And Hogan and The Rock are still going at it. No love lost between those two. Now we see, looks like Brock Lesnar's doing the best power bar wise. Which I guess makes sense. He's a bit of a beast. Having his way with the Fiend right now. While Hogan and The Rock just continue to beat the hell out of each other. Cena's taking a breath out there on the side. And pick the bones of Steve Austin, who's down. I think Hogan just got rock bottomed. That could be it. Oh no, The Rock's picking him up. Now Brock takes charge of Hogan. Snapmares him down. And he's going to put him in a submission here. But Hogan reverses. And The Rock whips Hogan to the outside. Taker going for a pin on Roman. And it's not going to be enough. These guys, they may take more than one finishing move. You know, you're not just going to... You're definitely going to have to hit a finisher to get these guys. Taker's got Roman up now. Is this the last ride? There it is. Last ride. That could be it for Roman. Taker going for a pin. He got him. Out goes Roman. Wow. Not going to push him down your throats here at Fantasy Booking. See you later, Roman. And Cena hits Austin with a huge power bomb. He's going to pick him back up. Now we're seeing the Fiend take on The Rock and fire him into the steel ring post. And Cena misses with a wild drop kick. Looks like The Rock's looking for a weapon while Taker panders in the middle of the ring. The Rock's got a chair, but he just throws it on the ground. Not going to use it. So far, only one man out. That's Roman Reigns. Oh, The Rock hits a vicious DDT on Bray Wyatt. Cena hits a weird sunset bomb on The Undertaker. As Roman finally makes his way out of there. And we're down to 7. It's going to leave somebody without a dance partner and maybe a chance to catch their breath. Right now it looks like it's Steve Austin, the odd man out. Hogan's working over Brock Lesnar. And everybody into the red except for Cena, who's still got some yellow left on his power bar. Brock throws Hogan back in. Taker's back in the ring. Austin says that's it for Cena. And Bray Wyatt is just having... He's got his hands full with The Rock over there. Hogan hits the big leg drop on The Undertaker. Is that enough? Referee's going to count it. Wow, that's enough. Hogan hits the big leg drop and Taker's out of here. Now Hogan clotheslines Brock Lesnar as the Fiend brings The Rock back into the ring. And then ducks back outside. It's probably your best bet if you're the Fiend. I mean, you can't lose on the outside, so just hang out there. Hogan and Brock just fighting it out on the east side of the ring. Hogan with a reverse atomic drop. And Bray with a big suplex on John Cena. Firing him back into the ring. Looks like Austin wants a piece of John Cena. And the Fiend wants a piece of Austin. That was Sister Abigail on Steve Austin. Wow, that could do it. Go for a pin. Referee's going to count it. 1, 2, and The Rock breaks it up. Are they working together? What's going on? Why would he break up the elimination? That's ridiculous. Now Cena's going to go for the 5-knuckle shuffle on Austin. And it looks like the Fiend just tapped out The Rock with the mandible claw. Cena won't get a pin on Austin after the 5-knuckle shuffle. Wow, that's going to do it for The Rock. That's crazy. Rock, Taker, and Roman Reigns all out of this match. And The Fiend is just on the warpath. Even though his power bar is low, he's right back in this match. Hammering John Cena. Wow. And Hogan and Brock still duking it out on the outside. Hogan goes into that ring post. And again. And he busts him open. Brock's busted Hogan wide open. And Bray goes into the steps. Hogan just teeing off on Brock Lesnar. Fires him into the ring post. And Rock and Austin both down. And as The Rock gets up, he's going to realize he ain't in this match no more. You ain't in this match no more, Jack. You got beat. Cena and Bray in the northwest corner, and Hogan and Brock Lesnar in the northeast corner, with Austin down on the south side of the ring, catching his breath. And there goes Bray across the top of the screen there. Well, Brock works over Hulk Hogan. Everybody's power bar down to nothing now. And Austin and Cena just taking turns hammering the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. And they fire him into the steps. Brock's back in the ring now. Ready to challenge whoever gets in there next. No, he's going back outside to chase down Hogan. Hogan's going to fire Brock back in now and follow him in, while Austin and Cena take turns beating up the Fiend on the outside. Hogan with a big kick to Lesnar. And that's going to get it. I guess that was the big boot Hogan gave to Brock, and that's going to do it for Brock. So we're down to 4. John Cena, Hulk Hogan, Steve Austin, and the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. All still in the mix here. See who's going to get this big victory here at Fantasy Booking. And maybe position themselves well for a crossover event? Maybe a mysterious crossover event is in order? But as I went through the list of guys in this game, it felt like none of these guys should be left off the list of the 8 biggest superstars of all time. And then there's almost like a next tier of guys who you could argue, like your Mick Foley's, your Triple H. I don't know who you replace. You know, who do you take off the list? The Fiend just got stunned. Austin just picks him up again, stuns him again. Is that going to be enough? Is that going to be enough to put the Fiend away? And it looks like it's not, because Austin got interrupted trying to go for the pin. And Bray Wyatt is just destroyed, and he's going to get a chance to roll to the outside. That's going to save him in this match for right now. Yeah, so if you were to put in Triple H, or, you know, a Mick Foley, or even, I guess you could consider a Ric Flair, maybe a Dusty Rhodes, who do you take out? Who do you take out of the 8-person match? Now, I know you could argue the Fiend and Roman, but that's the future and the present. Those are the biggest guys now. And to me, both of those guys are bigger than, say, Drew McIntyre. I guess maybe you could talk about AJ Styles, but he's in the tag division at the moment, and Cena going for a big power bomb on Hogan. The sit-out power bomb. Is he going to go for a pin after that? Looks like maybe he is. Or maybe he's not. Maybe he's going to dilly-dally. Oh, Cena does the 5-knuckle shuffle here. You can't see me. And nails Hogan. Now is he going to go for a pin? He's going to go for a pin. Referee horribly out of position. That's going to do it. He's going to get him. Hollywood Hulk Hogan falls to the 5-knuckle shuffle by John Cena. I mean, I guess you could, maybe a Randy Orton. You could argue putting him in Kurt Angle. I don't know. Yeah, to me, these are the guys. It's nice to see Steve Austin square up with John Cena on the other side of the ring there. The Fiend in the same ring as Steve Austin. That's the beauty here of fantasy booking. You're not going to see this kind of action anywhere else. You know, wrestlers that are no longer with us, matchups from all different generations. That's the kind of stuff we can do here. Big head mode, always a nice treat and a surprise. Oh, the Fiend just got stunned, middle of the ring. That could be it for the Fiend. That was my pick. No. Oh, that's going to do it for the Fiend. Now we're down to 2, John Cena and Steve Austin. I'm glad the Fiend at least lasted for a while. He wasn't the first one out, so that's pretty good. John Cena with a huge right to Steve Austin. Yeah, you're not going to see this kind of wrestling action anywhere else. Anywhere but here on Fantasy Booking. And typically we leave those entrances off in favor of having more matches, but tonight just seemed like all these guys were worthy of taking a couple of minutes talking about how I feel about them, whether good or bad. Most of it, I like these guys, and even if I'm... Nah, you're not going to get Austin without a finisher. Even if they're not my favorite wrestlers, all, you know, talented, super hardworking superstars. Cena with an F5. That could do it. 1, 2, 3. He's going to get him. Oh, he didn't get him. That wasn't enough to take down the rattlesnake, Steve Austin. Cena's just going to hit him again. One more time, he says, the F5. And that's going to do it. John Cena with the ring smarts. Hey, he kicked out that time. We'll just give it to him again. He ain't going to kick out twice. Here we see Roman getting the Superman punch reversed. We see Brock just manhandling the Fiend. And Hogan in the sharpshooter. We see Taker with a big choke slam on Roman. Oh, maybe that's what put Roman out. There's the Fiend hitting Austin with the Sister Abigail. But that wasn't to be either. Let me see. Cena going for a pin on Austin. And John Cena celebrating a big, big victory here at Fantasy Booking. Is anyone that surprised? Cena riding strong. Took down Ricky Steamboat last week. Her last episode. And wins a huge eliminator here. Click out of that, come back to me. And that's going to do it, friends. As I promised, just one match this week on Fantasy Booking so we don't draw the show out forever. Just some of the biggest superstars wrestling has to offer. And standing victorious at the end, John Cena. I don't think anybody's that shocked. Thanks for watching Fantasy Booking. Stay tuned. I'm sure there'll be another episode soon. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Why is this still running? Just get that out of there. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Check out some of the other stuff, some of the playlists. I do music, I make poetry. I have other wrestling videos. Check out Me and the Boys. You might like that one. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, see you next time on Fantasy Booking. Cheers.